Hello and welcome to a brand new live Five Heart podcast on YouTube, Facebook, and of course, X. I'm your host, Greg Mahochko, my friend and co-host and exuberant Husker fan as well, Minnie Hunt. Good evening, Minnie. How are you tonight?
Greg, something looks different about you.
I feel approximately 3 ounces lighter.
Did you get a colonoscopy?
Oh, geez, no, that'd be a lot more than 3 ounces, I'll tell you.
Why do you feel 3 ounces lighter? Yeah, you look different.
Thank you.
And better.
That might indicate that I didn't look good before.
No, that's not what I mean.
Okay, well, that's kind of what
it's
it is.
It's just better to not have that, I don't know, barrier.
The barrier. That's right.
Yeah.
The eyes are the window to the soul. That's weird. I can only do that if Linda's here, so I don't see Linda. So, So the glasses, which I've only had since the beginning of this year, caught a scratch in one of the lenses already a few weeks ago. So I took them up there, and I have twins there'll be 4 in February, and sometimes they just want to grab at the glasses on Dad's face. So I said, I'm not keen on, not Aaron. I'm not thrilled with the idea of putting something on my eyeball. But if I can overcome this, maybe I might show my kids that, hey, Dad could overcome one of his little fears, then, anything's possible. So, today is the first day I've been wearing these daily contacts for about 12 hours now. I'm about ready to pluck out my left eyeball and throw it in the trash. But as soon as I get through this show, then I'm going to put my glasses back on. So,
wow, good for you. That's a major life change for you.
Mm-hmm. So, see, Justin Raj is here. Whoa, many glasses shaming now. We've had a lot of pre-production conversations this week, and a lot of them have centered on the fact that I have felt a variety of shaming coming from your direction to me.
But it actually doesn't happen. I said you look better. That's not glasses shaming.
That indicated that I didn't look good with glasses. Yeah. So,
okay.
BFOTS Josh Hansen, who, by the way, says, not first, here, but not late for once, suck it, Greg, says, I can't see the screen reflection on his glasses now. How do we know he isn't on a Colorado board? Because I don't ever spend any time on Nebraska boards. Why would I go to a Colorado board?
True.
So anyway,
what'd you guys think of the thumbnail this week? Do you think that we are the best fans?
Well, according to our very own stadium, through these gates past the greatest fans in college football. And this is what we're going to spend some time talking about this week for a variety of reasons. But one of them being a former Husker did some clapping, I believe, on X after or during the UCLA game and made some statements. And for the record, what I was reading or hearing was that Husker fans were starting to clear out midway through the third quarter.
That's when we started going. That's when we finally started getting a fire lit under our butts.
We know, right?
Yes.
Justin Rogers says Colin Miller, the former Husker, who was in attendance. So we're going to have a variety. Look, this is the bye week, right? And don't worry, we'll talk about the UCLA game later on in the show. We'll talk about some of the recruit visits that took place during that UCLA game. And we're going to have just an overall, I think, conversation about Husker fans.
Yeah.
The good and the bad. We'll touch on some
the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Well, you've already said that I look better without glasses, so we can put the ugly aside, Minnie.
We've seen some ugly before. Colorado fans remind me of that.
Now who's shaming whom?
We have not stooped to that level. That's all I have to say. Thank goodness.
That's true. And nor will we.
Yep.
Because even when we're leaving early to beat the rush, which is funny because when you have 30,000 people trying to beat the rush, is it really beating the rush? Yeah, we still do it with class. Like we politely get up, we walk in. I'll be honest with you, I was disappointed to hear the Boo Birds in the first half. A couple of back-to-back 3-and-outs by the offense, and but at the same time, I get it. I'm not going to say you can't boo. I'm not going to tell anybody who pays their hard-earned money to have a seat in Memorial Stadium or any stadium. I'm not going to tell them how to fan. Just like I wouldn't want some blue-haired to tell me to sit down, if I was up cheering. I want to fan the way I fan. You fan the way you want to fan. And, that's
we'll
that.
all fan together.
In all kinds of weather, right?
Okay, Greg. I love what Josh Hansen said.
What does he say?
Show Josh. He says, everyone hit like, pay for Greg's new glasses. The boy can't see, God damn it. Are you able to see us okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Everything's a little blurry. I'm trying to get used to things, but we'll be fine.
It takes some getting used to, yeah. Okay. Well,
how about this one?
What?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you.
Okay. Since we talk about briefly Colorado, Carl Penn says, here's some good news. Since Colorado is now ranked in the top 25, Big Red got a W this year against the ranked opponent, GBR.
Hey, look at Carl Pence showing up with positive things to say. Good job, Carl.
Sometimes Carl's not always super positive, so we appreciate that you're approaching the show from a different viewpoint. So,
he even starts it off. Here is some good news. I like that. Okay, Greg.
I just saved 15% of my car insurance by switching to Geico.
Good. Okay.
Is that some good news?
Yeah. No. We don't need to know that good news. Greg, should I put up the tweet while you're doing whatever you're doing?
You can absolutely head after it.
Okay, here's the tweet. He says, and anytime you have to preface what you're going to say with, I know this is what you guys are going to think, but you probably just shouldn't even put it out there. It's a good rule of thumb. Like, me saying, Greg, I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but obviously you're going to take it the wrong way.
So in that vein, my oldest, Garrett, says about every other day whether he's talking to me with something or one of his brothers, he says, I'm not trying to be rude, but exactly. And I told him, I was like, just don't say I'm not trying to be rude because you're going to sound rude. I said, and let me tell you a time-honored statement that your grandma used to tell me. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Yeah. So he starts off saying, I know I'm going to have a lot of hate for this one, but I have to say it while it's fresh. Today is the day that I was disappointed in the Memorial Stadium. Today, we had the chance to clinch a bowl game as we took on a 2-5 UCLA team.
2-5.
2-5. 2-5. Excuse me.
So What I guess my question is, what exactly is he disappointed in? He says he's disappointed in the Memorial Stadium. Like the old gray lady, like let him down. Is he talking about the fans? Is he talking about the team? Because the fans weren't the ones on the field, having zero offense in the first half.
Fred Sacco.
And it's not even a good Joker, right, Fred? He says, Colin Miller with the Joker avatar, how fresh. He's not exactly a legacy Husker from one of the better eras. Go back to doing whatever you do, kid.
Gosh. Wow, Fred. Ouch.
And I don't disagree with Ken. Ken E says UCLA isn't a bad team. They probably played the toughest schedule in the Big Ten.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, all I know is that this caused so much flack from Husker fans worldwide. And everyone is pointing their fingers going, man, they're falling apart as a fan base. But the truth be told, we're not. We still are the greatest fans. Did you happen to read what I wrote in the description, Greg?
In the description, yes.
Did you like how I added the Brandon Rigoni comment for you?
I did. It was something special to me. Yes. Is this your way of saying you want me to read it now?
That's your segue.
All right. Vince Lombardi said, winning is not a sometime thing. It's an all-time thing. You don't win once in a while. You don't do things right once in a while. You do them right all the time. Winning is habit. Unfortunately, so is losing. Nebraska Cornhusker fans have seen their fair share of losses, yet we continue to show up for every game and support our team through it all. We just want to see the Huskers take the field and play with heart. The birth of 5 Heart comes from the famed tunnel walk, I Play for Nebraska, in 2006, when Brandon Rigoni, a.k.a. the Missile, spoke the words, "Heart is finding the strength to run down the field one more time when you can barely breathe." We show up every week for our team with support. We travel to games. We take off of work. We even enlist friends, family members, and neighbors to join us. The thrill of watching our team take the field, pumped up and playing their hearts out, makes us part of something so special that we will tolerate just about anything for it. Join in on Thursday's live stream as we discuss our unique Nebraska fan experiences, as well as the new staff additions. This will be one show you won't want to miss. We apologize for the scheduling conflict with Husker volleyball as the ladies play Oregon at the same time as the stream. Unfortunately, alternate times were not available this week.
Yes. Girls volleyball is probably killing it right now against Oregon. Does anyone happen to know what's going on?
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay,
you gotta take care of it. Don't worry about it. I'll keep you up to date.
Good. So the reason I wanted to add that in there is because in one of our pre-show meetings, Greg said something that was rather brilliant.
It happens once in a while, folks. It happens once in a while.
And so I wrote it down. Actually, he goes, "Oh my gosh, Minnie, write that down for me." After he said it, he goes, "That's really good." And I said, "Greg, that was really good. I'm writing it down." This is how our meetings go. Would you like to say what you had me write down?
I would, and I don't even need to pull up the notes. It all stems down from, when we look at heading into the Indiana game coming out of the bye, and we said, "Oh, Indiana hasn't played anybody. We're going to be able to take care of Indiana," and we lose that game in the fashion that we lose it, and we say, "Oh, I remember Aaron Keene says we're going to lose 623 or something like that to nothing to Ohio State," And then we come out, we lose by 4 on the road to the number 4 team. I think now they're in the college football playoff rankings. They're number 2 behind Oregon. So again, a quality opponent, a quality loss. And then we said, oh, we'll come out, we'll get bowl eligible against UCLA. We are bipolar as a fan base because the product on the field is bipolar. We don't know what version of Nebraska football we're going to get week to week.
Yeah. So after you said that, that prompted me to kind of go over the games and kind of like give a 1-word description for the games. And I didn't make it through all the games, but I'm just curious.
There's only been 9. I don't know why you didn't.
Because I got busy writing other notes. Minnie, write this down. Really? Am I the only one with a pen and a notepad?
When I think about things, it's usually on the road. So.
Okay. So first game of the season, UTEP. 1 word to describe that. Greg, you go first.
I would just say the word I'm looking for is, well, let's just say expected. How about that?
That's a great word.
We were expected to do it. We did what we were expected to do against UTEP.
Okay. Expected. Okay. Yes.
Look at that, Fred.
What?
Get out of my brain, man.
Whoa. That is amazing. Okay. What about Colorado?
Wait, well, what word did you use for UTEP?
I didn't. I couldn't come up with a good name for it. I could only think of the like good ones.
See, Ken E thought the same word, expected.
Oh my gosh.
I would say for Colorado, I would honestly say passionate.
Yeah. Killer came to mind because
it's 1 word if there's a hyphen, Raji.
Suck it. I like that. Okay. But that's
wait. Read this one.
We were on fire. Colorado sploosh. What does that even mean?
When you see this GIF, what do you think it means?
I don't even know.
I'll give you a hint.
Stapler in one hand and then she's waving in the other.
I'll give you a hint.
Get it.
It's wildly inappropriate.
I have no idea.
Okay, we'll have to have this talk off air. Revenge. Okay. Gratifying, says Ken E.
Amen.
That's how you get hands.
What? I don't understand.
That's tremendous. Thank you, James.
I don't.
We're gonna have. I cannot explain everything to you.
Okay. What about Northern Illinois?
I'm honestly trying to remember exactly the score on that one. I feel like it was underwhelming.
Yeah.
I mean, 34-3. I don't want to be redundant and say expected, but
Cupcake.
Okay. How about
I think our scout team that we play against in practice is harder than that. That's just what I think. Remember that was that Mike Farley guy, the coach?
Mm-hmm.
And in his press conference after the game, he wouldn't even give us any props at all. Usually you say, hey, that's Nebraska they're a good team and they fought hard and, they have some good players and nothing. Like none of it. None of it. Yeah. I know. Okay. So what did we have after that? Purdue?
Illinois.
No, Illinois. Oh.
And I would say disappointing.
Gut wrenching.
That's a good one.
Does it count because it's hyphenated?
Sure.
Oh, look at what Raji says. He says again.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
He gets it.
I know. Oh, look. Aaron Keene. Whoops. Colonoscopy.
That wasn't even John's colonoscopy week.
And then Purdue.
Again, I try not to be redundant, but to only beat Purdue 28-10, I don't even think it's a word, but you got like meh.
That's kind of funny. Okay. That's exactly what I wrote. Did you just say meh?
I said meh.
That's what I said.
Whoa.
Hey, that's just
get
weird.
out of my head.
No, you were in my head. Yeah, underwhelming. Okay. And then, do I even say it?
You have to.
Indiana.
We're gonna hyphenate all of these. Shit hyphen the hyphen bed.
Oh, I like this. That's a good one. I didn't think of that.
That's not even, James, that's not even a word. Those are just letters. Yeah. That's an acronym at best.
It's probably in the Urban Dictionary. Look it up, Greg.
Okay. I don't go to the Urban Dictionary. I'll tell you why. You learn a lot of things at the Urban Dictionary that I did not need to know.
Is that where I should go look up the word sploosh? do I even want to look it up?
Hold on. We're
No, don't. Okay.
No.
I just said ugly. I just said ugly.
That's probably not giving, that's probably understating it, I think.
Ugly? There's a couple
it was 56-7.
Okay, there's a couple of words that I don't let my kids even say. Ugly is one of them. Hate is another.
Robert said shut up this morning.
And shut up. Yep.
My 3-year-old said, he said other things too, but he doesn't know that it's a bad word. I don't know if I've ever told that story. Have I ever told that story on the show?
What?
From like last year. He got in trouble at daycare for saying a bad word. And they sent a message to my wife, and it was like, he said a bad word. We'll get to it. It's all going to make sense at the end. Living in Omaha, David Manny, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast. He said the F word. And my wife says, well, what context? Because he can't really say truck. So if he says truck, it sounds like fuck. And apparently what happened was
this poor kid.
The daycare teacher was holding my other twin, Matthew, and I kind of tickling his belly and whatnot. And Robert comes over there with all the confidence of a 2-year-old at the time. He goes, don't touch my fucking brother.
Oh my gosh. He said that?
I was like, well, that's context. That? Yeah. I was like, he got it in context. This
wow. It's impressive.
John would be very happy.
So. Actually, you know what? I'm pretty happy with that too. You got to stick up for your brother. Good job.
Yeah. All right. So.
Oh, wait. I forgot a game. Rutgers.
You did forget a word. Or a game.
14-7. What do we feel about that?
I would honestly say, again, I can't do it in one word, but closer than it should have been.
It was. 14-7 is kind of like, really, is that, how do we not score more? I just don't even understand. And that's what Fred Sacco said, or that's what, who said how?
Nebraska
Sports. Good going. Okay, now we have Ohio State.
I think there's some good ones. Vindicated. I'm going to say this. I really think that game showed our potential. Like we had a top 5 team on the ropes on the road in their place. And we were it's not a moral victory, but we're damn that we were this close.
We were. I like Fred Sacco saying, oops. Oops-a-doodle. Did we do that?
Oops-a-doodle.
Okay. That's something that my mother-in-law says.
What?
Okay. Oops-a-doodle.
Seriously?
Yeah. She was a teacher. That's why.
I've never. I just came up with that off the top of my head. I've never spoken to your mother-in-law. That would be weird if I had. So. Cheers
okay.
To Nana.
Cheers to Nana. She's awesome. Okay. Next, dare I say it? Dare I say it? Ready, guys?
No, not yet. And okay. I do want to address this. Nebraska T-Bones says OSU turning out to be an outlier game. I still think that Indiana's the outlier. I still think that is the. I mean, look, they always say kind of like in everything, you take off your worst performance, you take off your best performance, and you're somewhere in the average of the rest. I still think that the true outlier is the Indiana game. That game showed how bad we could be. And I said this before, not how good this team actually is.
Okay. What just happened? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Huh. Sounded like I'm like echoing.
Oh.
If we take off the worst and we take off the best, I feel like Colorado's our best.
Probably.
So do we take that out?
Yeah, Colorado or I mean, you have to. I think it depends on. I mean, yeah, Colorado's a top 25 team now, but Ohio State is still Ohio State. You know, and while yes, we won one of those games and we lost the other one, I think you could probably make the argument that
I would take the team.
We had to. I think we had to play. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just going along with your thought, and okay. I was just going to say I would take the team that we were at OSU versus the team we were at Colorado.
I think if we had the team against OSU playing Colorado, we might have finished off some of those drives and won 49-10 or something.
Yeah. We were a better team against OSU. We were more consistent throughout. So that I'll throw the Colorado game out and I'll just go with, throw out the worst, throw out the best, and kind of you're somewhere in between. But then we have the UCLA game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do we
inconsistent?
feel about that?
It's we don't feel good about it, right? I mean, we couldn't do anything offensively in the first half. When you look at time of possession for that game, that first half, I think we have 9 plays in the first half, and a couple 3 and outs. I mean, it was god awful.
There were a total of 20 plays in the first half. We had 1 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, because of the effort in the second half, the time of possession, we actually had possession of the football more by about 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's because
we played so much better
to get our act
half.
Together. Yeah, we did.
By the way, Nebraska
won
the first set.
Oh.
doing my due diligence here. So
thank you, Greg.
Might be why our numbers are down tonight. So a lot of people watching volleyball.
Of course. Plus it's a bye week. Okay. So, yep, Carl Pence says we choked. We choked. We came out flat. I don't even know how to describe it.
Caleb says, considering how the last 5+ years have progressed, I mean, you could probably go back and say 10 years. I think losing to UCLA was the hardest loss to stomach out of all of them. Yeah. And it's so tough, right? Because does that loss sting more because you're expected to win and you're at home for the first time in almost a month? Does that loss hurt more than going on the road to Columbus and losing by 4 points when you had the lead in the fourth quarter against the Buckeyes? It's so tough. It's so tough to quantify or qualify
it's way
losses.
Worse. It's 100 times worse. It is 100 times worse. And I'll tell you why, Greg.
Tell me why.
Because like I said, I will take the team that we were against Ohio State any day of the week. The team that we were against UCLA, I don't like that. Yeah. I don't like not knowing what to expect. It feels like one half we play one way and then the second half we play a totally different ball game and we're playing catch up.
It all depends on, I feel like the defense is solid enough that if the first half's our good half of football, then we can hold off. I mean, that's exactly what happened against Colorado. We had a rocking first half, and then the defense did what it needed to. But if we put ourselves behind the 8 ball with a poor first half, it's very difficult for us to dig out from that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this? And because I know you're going to have thoughts on this. John Jacob says Riola has lost all respect for Rule, and I disagree. Maybe for Satterfield, but I don't think that Rule has lost the locker room.
I don't think it's Rule. I don't think it's Satterfield. I don't think it's Glenn Thomas. I think that Dylan Raiola, it's evident to me that he has lost confidence in his teammates because he put his body on the line and he ran. He did the best he could to try and score a touchdown because we had just lost the opportunity. We were first and goal, remember? And he got sacked. And then after that, we got just a couple minutes later, we got another opportunity. And that's the drive where we were at like the 20-yard line. And he tucked the ball. He started to run. He made it to the 2-yard line.
And he got absolutely obliterated. How he didn't have a ruptured spleen or something.
I know.
like kidney laceration.
He put his body on the line because he knew he could not rely on his teammates to score.
And look, this is not the X's and O's show. If you want X's and O's, stick around. Coronation Overreaction, Haas and Jake, they have. I think a lot of it's come down to, and we'll talk about it certainly as the show progresses, but they did make some changes to the coaching staff this week.
Mm-hmm.
And some of these changes are, I think, going to have an immediate impact towards
the coaching staff.
Okay.
Per se. Sorry. You just did what I do. Okay. Really? There's analysts. We're not firing anyone yet. Greg.
Yet.
Just make that clear.
Rashi says players were open all game. I only see what I can see on TV. So I
little flashes. He's right. They were open here and there, but just so not sure about all that. You know, I don't know what plays were called.
Jason.
Yeah, they are part of the staff.
So I said, make
they weren't. You said coaching staff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Tell me where I'm wrong.
Now they are coaching. You're right. Okay. Technically, you're right. All right. Let's move this show.
Better start perking this show up or we're going to lose people.
I know.
People walking out here like it's the third quarter Memorial Stadium. Don't give me that look.
All right. I won't. Hey, Greg.
Yes, ma'am.
Wait, it doesn't play?
Not when you do it that way. You got to go to the video. What's Greg drinking today? What's Greg drinking today? Whoa. That's what
there we go.
Crying out loud. Stop it.
Oh, wrong one. Don't do this. Yingling.
It's all Yingling tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Traditional lager. There you go. Okay.
Fred.
You just
Colin Miller.
The show.
Colin Miller, just like everybody else, doesn't know we exist.
Yeah, nobody knows. Okay, Greg, do you want to take care of item number 2 with our fan Emily that's here?
Let me just say this, Minnie. It would be an honor. It would be a privilege to take care of my number 2.
No, but you also need to read what I wrote.
Okay.
Thank you.
Don't I do that anyway?
No, not exactly.
No, God forbid I shoot from the hip instead of reading a script. I hear you, Caleb. What the hell, indeed.
Look at this.
Who does number 2 work for?
You guys are as coordinated as Satterfield tonight.
Thanks,
is Fred.
That's not the compliment you think it is.
Hey, he's a good coordinator. Okay, we're moving on. Go ahead.
I can't believe those words came out of your mouth.
They did.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you so much. Thank you for tuning in. We know you got a lot of entertainment options, and we appreciate that you're spending your Thursday with us. And maybe you're split screening like me, and you've got volleyball on over here or over here like me. But if you're joining us on YouTube, make sure that you hit like on this video. Subscribe to the Coronation YouTube channel if you haven't already. Make sure you ring that notification bell so that you know every time we drop a new episode. So whether it's Monday Night Therapy, Husker Happy Hour, Coronation's Instant Reaction, Coronation's Overreaction, or, of course, the 5 Heart Podcast. What I really enjoy, what I've been getting into the last few weeks is also trying to be the first into the comment section. And I was there today, and then again it reset. I think it reset twice since Minnie built the stream yesterday. So I was first, and then getting here tonight, I'm not first anymore. I'm not bitter about it. I'm just going to work harder.
Wait, you were not first.
No, I wasn't the first. Diamond Dave was first.
Okay.
But then it reset, and I was first.
Yeah. Let's get clear.
So anyway, join all that stuff that I already said. John has books like this one, Been Dead, Never Been to Europe. Check them out. Someday I'll get the other graphics and get the other books. I say that every week. It hasn't happened yet.
Dang. Holy cow.
What? You did say that Marcus Satterfield's a good offensive coordinator. So
you guys are tough. I have to say, I mean, you're a really tough crowd. Living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the Five Heart podcast. Yes, I did it.
You did it.
We need a new jingle. What's Minnie smoking today? What's Minnie smoking today?
Puff, puff, pass. Jason says the Minnie should smoke something.
That would probably help. He's probably right.
Fred says to Dave Manning, it's who's Minnie stalking today? Who's Minnie stalking today?
Don't you dare. Don't even do that.
Don't do what?
Come up with a jingle for that.
Oh, I could do it.
I know. That's okay. Should we? What?
Nothing.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Why was John Jacobs banned?
Because it was the same ridiculous comment over and over and over.
What did he say?
It was just a list of old coaches and then haha, yeah, right. Like Lombardi, Rockney, Lombardi, something, Holgerson, haha, yeah, right. And I was like, yeah, let's go. Don't try to look at that.
Are you serious?
I ain't fucking around
over that.
No, it was repetitive. Dang. Like it wasn't just that. It was numerous times.
Okay. Well.
Burnt World says hi to the best fans in the world. Truly believe that. Our hosts and a lot of you are perfect examples. Well, golly gee. Burnt World is burning something.
Thank you. That is so kind.
See?
I appreciate that.
We come to this comment.
Positivity. Like more than you know. I needed that right now.
Minnie was not sure. He was not sure how to handle the fact that somebody got the boot. And unlike BFOTS, Josh Hansen, they're not coming back. Caleb Ward says, I ain't fucking around tonight. Yes, you are, Greg. You always fucking are. Hey, now.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Well, since everybody else has let the cat out of the bag, so to speak, let's go ahead and present to the people our wonderful slide that we worked on today.
It was a team effort.
This was, you guys have no idea.
We spent a lot of time on this.
But it accurately depicts what we can expect over the next, hopefully, not just 3 games, but next couple of years.
I'm just looking at it now, and West Virginia, or WVU, sits lower than OSU.
I didn't change that. I didn't polish it off.
Nope, not gonna. All right, so basically what we have here is we changed the graphic from average offensive yards per game at his various stops in college football to peak. So what you see here is it is time in Texas Tech. His offense peaked out. I believe he's the offensive coordinator at that time. Yeah, he was, because it was under Mike Leach. Air raid offense peaked at 529.6 yards per game in one of the seasons he was there. Moved on to the University of Houston when he was offensive coordinator. And in the time there, again, his teams peaked at 563.4 yards per game. Similarly, with the exception of his head coaching stint at Houston there in more recent years, his teams have peaked in his various stops at over 40 points per game in the season. So
that's what we need, Greg. We need to score more on offense. If we do nothing else, if just get us to 28, if we can just score an average of 28 points going forward, I will be so happy. And I think that's his main thing, is getting scoring offense.
Ken E. I'm fighting back every urge, Ken E, to not just call you Kenny. But Ken E says, I wonder what breakdown running and throwing is, how many 100-yard games by backs. So there's a website out there, and it is sports-reference.com, and it'll tell you damn near everything you need to know. That was a little too granular detail for the amount of time because I'm not going to lie. I didn't really do anything work-related today. I had a couple of appointments in there. I was helping Minnie prep for the show. So, but it's all out there. It's the internet. It's all there. So, sorry that we didn't have all that information. So,
and Fred Sacco says, bite your tongue, Minnie. Satterfield says 16 points a game is dominant. Yeah, he did not say 16 points. Just to be clear, you're spreading falseness, Fred Sacco.
Wait.
I don't know what the average is on yards per play. What is it, like 4 yards? He didn't know. 4 to 6 yards, somewhere in there. And then somebody said, that would be like at the lowest end. Like, are you crazy?
James Boardman says it hypothesizes, believes, theorizes, whatever. There isn't going to be a drastic change to the offense next week. Maybe a few tweaks. Overhauling the offense would require a full offseason. I don't disagree, but I think he can come in and at least with 2 full weeks of prep time, can at least, I don't know, help our receivers block and set an edge, can provide an extra set of eyes that can provide a spark, provide just something different that can help motivate this team. And this is going to sound as pathetic as possible. Just help motivate this team to one more win. That's all. That's all we want as Husker fans. Just one more win.
Yeah. Well, I don't expect a huge change either, James Boardman, over the next couple of weeks. But, I mean, if you look at what we've been getting, and that's the reason why we kind of went through that exercise earlier, is because we're all over the place. We're like, okay, awesome, killer. Then we have, cupcake. Oh, then we have meh. Then we have ugly and shocking and just we're all over the board. I just want to go in and be able to not be shocked at a game. I want to be able to cheer the whole time. Go ahead, Greg.
I was saying you're going to have an opportunity here next week as well. But Caleb Ward says that Holgerson can at least tell our offense which of our plays will work in what situations because we haven't figured that out. Don't need to change the playbook, just the formula. And I think that really echoes back to a prevailing theory or prevailing narrative from Coordination Overreaction with Haas in particular, who says that, Satterfield doesn't game plan. He just has a bunch of plays and he just tries them at various spots to see which one works where. That's not game planning in offense.
Okay.
That's just a playbook.
I'm going to show this one by Ken E. He says, Mike Leach in an interview said the air raid was basically Osborne's option, just with passes. Brilliant guy. Mike Leach and Osborne, both brilliant guys. So that's what Holgerson runs. He's been coaching forever. He's been an offensive coordinator forever. And he is air raid offense, which is a pass-heavy offensive scheme that uses a shotgun formation with 4 wide receivers and 1 running back. Quick tempo. And then when you listen to him, that's all he talks about is quick tempo. And how many times does it feel like our tempo is not very quick?
I would go so far as to say that we probably execute the best when we are in like a 2-minute mode.
Yeah.
When we're playing with tempo.
Do you remember what, and I hate to throw anyone under the bus, but do you remember what Marcus Satterfield said when he first came about how he loves the huddle? He believes in the huddle.
Oh, I thought you were going to say how he hopes that the Big Ten's going to have to adjust to us.
He didn't say that.
No.
He wanted to bring back the huddle because he believes in the huddle. But I feel like when you're in a rhythm, that sometimes it throws it off. It lags, and the air raid offense, no huddle. There's no huddle. So that's another part of it. That's the reason why it's so quick. We need quickness.
I love this comment by Carl Pence, and I don't disagree with it one bit. Carl says, I think the Holgorsen hires to let Satterfield know his butt's on the hot seat. Our AD is telling Satterfield that he better turn the O around immediately or Holgorsen takes over.
Oh, that's an interesting take. Yeah, perhaps. Perhaps. You know, the thing about football is it's the only one of the few places where loyalty is not a good thing. And what I mean by that is you can't be loyal to your friends.
It depends on the friends. Like if the friends are an anchor who are bringing you down, like everybody that Scott Frost brought with him, and I'm not excusing Scott Frost, but Scott Frost brought his entire crew from Central Florida, and it was just it didn't work. And that was not Eric Chenander's fault. That was everybody's fault. But if it works, it's fine. When it stops working, you have to be man enough to say, hey, I know you're the best man at my wedding, and I'm the godfather to your little girl. But
it's so hard. Don't you think that's the hardest thing to do?
That's probably why you shouldn't
hire your friends.
Hire your friends, in all honesty. So,
well, they've been working together for 25 years.
Well,
Marcus Satterfield and Matt Rule. So that there's a long, long history, and there's nothing more that Matt Rule appreciates than somebody who's hardworking, which he is. Marcus Satterfield is extremely hardworking. Remember those quotes that we read the other week? If you need gum scraped off the asphalt, doesn't matter how late, those types of things, those comments, those are his work ethic, which is amazing. However, sometimes if you don't have a proven record in a particular area, which he doesn't necessarily, right? Then you may need to make some changes.
Interesting. I mean, and I say interesting, not that I disagree with it, but living in Omaha, David Manny, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, says hardworking does not equal effective. And Ken E says Satterfield is vexing. By the way, kudos to vexing. Not enough people use the word vexing. Because
it is a good word. It is.
It's vexing makes me feel young, because vexing is an old word. I'm not saying, Kenny, that you're old. Because
Kenny
he gets
doesn't
good.
Look old in his picture.
I can't look that close.
Not as old as some people that are here.
Wow. And just remember, Minnie, I may look older than you, but you are older than me. Bullshit. Satterfield gets good drives and calls, but then they look like a different team the next drive. And I think that's the that's the difficult part as fans. It's a tough pill to swallow, because we talked about bipolar game to game, but sometimes they look like a completely different team possession to possession, and we don't know exactly what to expect at any given moment, and that's tough.
It's vexing. That's our new 5 Heart word. Thank you so much, Ken E, for giving that to us tonight. Well, the other person that we got as an analyst, add it to the coaching staff, whatever you want to say.
Jesus, Blaine.
What?
I don't want to say it. Look, if y'all hold on, this is a Greggle special, okay?
Okay.
Blaine Cole.
What was that? What was that?
I don't know. Blaine Cole. Here's headline. One for you, Greg. Rantalian.
What's that?
I'm so glad you asked.
Okay.
Rantalian is a noun. It's slang. Its origins are the late 18th century to the mid 19th century. And a Rantalian is a person whose scrotum is so relaxed as to hang so low as to exceed the length of the flaccid penis. Rantalian.
Are you freaking kidding me? That is disgusting. Read that again.
Oh, are you sure? Oh, hold on. What the hell's going on with this show? Hold on. All right. A person, it's a noun again. Origin is late 18th to mid 19th century. A person whose scrotum is so relaxed as to hang so low as to exceed the length of the flaccid penis.
Heck. And what did he say about you?
He didn't. No, he just because we were talking about old words like vexing and vex.
Oh, I thought he called you that.
No. Aaron Keene, that's disgusting. Read that again.
It is disgusting.
And let me say this.
But I was curious.
It can all be avoided with Blue Chew. Blue Chew?
No.
What do you mean no?
We are not sponsored by that. I don't even know.
We never have been, but for years I've often randomly broken into a made-up Blue Chew commercial.
Okay.
And you're going to take that away from me.
I have a question. Did John actually think that we were sponsored at one time or something? Is that why he went along with it for so long?
No, I think it just became a running gag.
Because he just acted like, yeah.
And you know what?
Still waiting on my check.
Still waiting on my free sample. Never. All right. Where were we? This show is fun. I love this show.
Okay. Well, we were talking about Phil Snow. This guy.
We should probably do that.
Okay. And so rather than spending all that time on a fancy graphic that nobody seemed to appreciate other than us, I did this. You're welcome. That just cut and paste. That's all you guys get tonight. Okay.
I can't read that. People are watching this on their cell phones, for crying out loud.
47 years coaching.
I'm listening. Tell me more.
Sorry, Greg. Every time we say the word SERIOUS.
Serious?
Don't say it.
Why does you talk to your Siri?
She hears you and she starts talking, and I don't know how to turn it off.
I don't know either.
Okay, don't say it. So try to avoid that word.
Phil Snow started his coaching career in 1976. Now, it's important to note that was before I was born, but that was not before all members of the show were born.
Okay. True. I don't know who you're talking about. John?
Yeah, John's not on the show right now. Started it at high school. He first got into the college ranks in 1982 at Boise State as a defensive backs coach. He was at Cal, Arizona State. Spent a lot of time on the West Coast. UCLA, Washington. Made it his way to the NFL with the Detroit Lions as a defensive assistant in 2005. He was the linebackers coach. He was defensive coordinator at Eastern Michigan and Temple, Baylor. So he has some crossover, of course, with Matt Rule, Carolina Panthers. Most recently, he was the Chicago Bears. Phil Snow.
Phil Snow. This guy knows football. Like
Does he?
nobody I've ever heard in my life. We are so lucky to get him. And I think most people have overlooked it because, he kind of was retired. We brought him out of retirement for this, guys. He is phenomenal. He can look at something and tell you what is going wrong. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he's the one who texted Matt Rule and said, must be kind of hard not having a very consistent team.
I thought you were going to go into a Rantalian again.
No, only you do that.
So.
Greg.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, yeah, we're just lucky to have him. What does that mean?
What do you mean?
I don't know.
It means we're all a bunch of – it means we got older, but we didn't grow up, all right? You are – there's no Melissa. There's no Kaylee. There's no Linda. You're the only female here tonight in a sea of dudes.
That sucks.
That's what that means.
Where's all the girls?
Probably watching volleyball. Which, by the way, Nebraska does lead late in the second set.
Of course they do. Those girls are freaking awesome. I'm so excited for them. Okay. So then we talked about all the years that Dana Holgorsen has been coaching.
And I apologize. But this is a Nebraska podcast. This is not a California podcast. So I feel like it's probably a safe bet.
You don't know.
I don't know. But I know the Midwest.
Okay.
Don't
you told
give me
me
shit.
A girl named Brett today.
Yeah.
Brett is a man's name.
It can be both, apparently.
I've never heard of a girl named Brett.
I'm sorry.
Or
I don't know what to tell you.
A woman named Ken. No offense, Ken. Okay. Anyways, Dana Holgorsen. What?
Okay, never mind. I'm not going to say it.
Now you have to. Craig, what?
I'm just ready to move on with the show. Can we move on with the show?
After you say it, whatever.
I don't even. All right. You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to make you so disappointed in me, Minnie.
What? Oh, no. All right. Hey. P.S. pronouns.
There. That's fine.
Nice.
I'll just stick with calling you Ken.
And thank you, Aaron Keene. Please hit like if you haven't. Did you ask people to hit like?
Yeah, we did.
Because it looks like we only have 4 likes. Is that right?
No, we only have 4 likes on Facebook.
Oh, okay. Well,
I apologize to Beetlebee. You can tell it's a bye week.
It is a bye week.
This has become a shit show.
Okay. Greg, we can move on.
Please.
We talked about Dana Holgorsen. I guess we're not going to talk about all his places that he worked.
I mean, he started as a quarterback, wide receiver, and special teams coach at Valdosta State in Valdosta, Georgia in the early to mid 90s. Mississippi
And
College. He was
who did he work with? At
Ryan Day.
No. Wasn't it
Mitch McConnell. No,
How Mum?
I thought that was at Texas Tech.
Well, that's where he met him. He played for him at Wesley College, and then they met up at Valdosta State and Mississippi College as well, and Wingate.
Mm-hmm. Then he was at Texas Tech from 2004 as the interim wide receivers coach. He was got a promotion to co-offensive coordinator in 05-06. He was the offensive coordinator quarterbacks coach at Texas Tech in 07. Then he was the quarterbacks coach and offensive coordinator at Houston for a couple of years, then Oklahoma State for a year. He was the head coach of West Virginia from 2011 to 2018, and then he was the head coach at Houston from 19 to 23.
Ooh. First of all, that's a good pronoun.
I like how you threw the asterisk in there, Caleb, and you still spelled out the word.
Caleb, that is a great pronoun. I love that. Okay. And then we also have best friend of the show, Josh Hansen, says Greg's pronouns are shit ass.
Let me see. That's a no touch. I agree with Raji. That is a no touch on this. Nebraska's challenging. That's not a touch.
Okay.
No touch. That ball sails out of bounds.
Oh. Okay. All right. So is it the mom's curse?
No, that's a movie. The Mummy's Curse.
Oh, okay.
I know you don't watch.
Please tell me there aren't any curses involved here with this, because that would not be good. We just got rid of one curse. Okay. All right. So
yes,
we then can now talk about the UCLA loss. What really went wrong? UCLA, the score was 20-27. Doesn't seem like it was as bad as it felt with the score.
No, it felt worse.
Felt way worse.
What went wrong is that it seemed like it was an 11 o'clock game and they waited till halftime to wake up and play football.
Okay, can I tell you exactly what I believe happened?
I would love to hear your theory so that I can poke holes in it for the next half hour.
Nebraska defense struggled in the first two drives because I hate to blame it on just one person, but
He's going to be Isaac Gifford.
No.
No.
They not targeted as in, the foul.
Charles.
They targeted Jeremiah Charles, whichever side he was on, lining up as cornerback as they played man. That's who they threw to. Quit!
No touch. They gave the point back to Nebraska.
Should we just play the game? So
I don't think we can do that.
Okay.
See, Burton World is a friend of yours. Burton World comes in with all this positivity, all this optimism. Good point, Minnie. It was a one-score loss. We almost won. Why it hurts so bad? I don't know why. I don't know why we don't attack other. I'll say this: we did this against Ohio State when they were on, I think, their second or third string offensive lineman. Like, we attacked that side of the line. why we don't do that when another team has like their backup defensive back or something in. I don't know. But UCLA did that. They went after Charles. And Charles is going to be a fine player for us. I really think that.
He's going to be a great player. He's not, I mean, he's a redshirt freshman. So having him start and them knowing, okay, look, they have this guy out, they have this guy out. Tommy Hill and Malcolm Hartzog were both out.
Yeah. And Ken E., a.k.a. Dark Lord, says, Hill's injury is more of a factor than we want to admit. And I'll say this, missing Hartzog hurt quite a bit as well. I mean, he leads the team in interceptions. He's a great open field tackler. He's a bit undersized, I think. But when you have a lot of the experience that those two guys have on the sidelines, it really does hurt.
Yeah. And David Matney says, you mean they outcoached us? I didn't mean that. I meant that we didn't have the players with the experience.
Nebraska wins 26-24.
Oh, yay.
Or the second set. So now we got a little time. Sorry.
We won the first set and the second set?
Yes, we are up 2-0 on the number 10 team in the country on their court.
Awesome. Awesome. Good job, girls.
So I want to touch on this. Living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the Five Heart podcast, with a comment that I know many you will not like.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan Ryle is regressing. Poor play calling and lack of scheme is destroying his confidence. I'll say this, and I know we talked about it a little bit on Sunday night. I think the level with which they're trying to protect him and try to make him not look bad is going to be a greater hindrance to him down the road. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And,
sorry. Finish your thought.
Oh, you're fine.
No, you finish your thought.
I was going to say, I think, no disrespect to Dylan, but I think we need to see Heinrich against USC.
You be careful. I mean, are you freaking high? Jesus. Come on. Greg.
Did you watch how Double H threw the ball?
Yeah.
He actually put some zip on it. Like it actually got there. It wasn't floating, taking his time. Like he was decisive. His ability to run adds an extra wrinkle that the defense has to prepare for. I'm not saying that Dylan's not QB1. All I'm saying is that he doesn't need to be QB1 next Saturday in Los Angeles.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
I think.
No idea. And you honestly probably need to get your eyes checked again.
That's fine.
Because Dylan Raiola is the best thing that has ever happened to Nebraska besides
what?
Bob Devaney and Coach Osborne and Tommy Frazier. The best thing. We are so lucky to have him, and you start him because he needs that experience.
He's got 9 games under his belt. He's 5-4 as a starter.
He has to work it all through.
He does.
This I believe.
We have no idea what his back, his kidneys, whatever. I know they say, oh, he's going to be okay and he'll be able to start 2 weeks rest, whatever. We need to see Heinrich Harburg on that field next Saturday. Everybody.
This is insane.
Everybody is
insane. No. You guys really believe this? I mean, come on.
You are blinded.
No, I'm not. I cannot believe we're even having this conversation. This is insane.
You just said that Dylan Ryle was the best thing to happen to Nebraska besides Bob Devaney, Tom Osborne, and I think you said Tommy Frazier.
Yeah.
The best.
Yeah.
You can't say that.
I believe it. Yeah, I do.
Give me Joe Gantz.
Believe it.
Give me Zach Lee.
Come on.
No.
Give me a break.
You're going to sit there and say, I'm sorry. I know we're not comparing apples and apples. We're comparing apples and Buicks. You're going to sit there and say that Dylan Raiola is better for Nebraska than Ndamukong Suh.
I mean, okay. So what you're talking about is the effect that he had when he was full grown. He was an awesome player, but you have to give Dylan Raiola that chance.
Sure, it just doesn't have to be next Saturday in Los Angeles.
Why?
Because he's playing hurt.
Well, maybe he's well by then.
Because he's maybe indecisive. To use the Sunday night overreaction, he's seeing ghosts. He's not as crisp with the ball and decisive as he was earlier in the season because he's made mistakes and he's playing scared to play to minimize those mistakes. Heinrich Haarberg's got nothing to lose. I don't think he's going to play another snap of football after this year. Maybe he goes to an arena league or the CFL, whatever it is. But please. He is a better passer than he was last year. He adds an extra element because he can run the ball. And I'm not saying that Dylan running the ball, and we've seen it the last few weeks, and it's been nice. But Haarberg has better straight line speed. And he's going to tuck it faster and avoid being dropped for a loss quicker. If you're a team that is desperate to get to a bowl game, to get that elusive 6th win, remember, we haven't been to a bowl game since the Obama administration. You have to start Heinrich next Saturday against USC. You have to.
Okay, so here's the deal, Greg. I don't know what took place at the last game, but after Dylan Raiola had the first interception, he went 8 for 9. Heinrich Haarberg can't go 8 for 9 in a game, in an entire game. So
he went 8 for 9.
Yeah.
How did he end up?
Well,
you know what I saw against the UCLA? I saw a lot of passes that were, I'm going to shit my pants if I don't throw this out of bounds. Instead of looking downfield, now it's not all Dylan's fault. We have apparently never established a hot route. We have never established let's get we see that the coverage isn't what we like. Let's get it to Corey Barney or I don't care, Thomas Fidoni, whomever, quickly. We don't have that. But the answer is not to spend 10 seconds running around the backfield to throw it out of bounds.
Okay. I'm listening to you, but I also want to make sure that because you took down the comment, Carl Pence's comment about Suh being the greatest defensive player Nebraska's ever had. 100%. Definitely no disrespect here. 100%. If there was more percentages, I'd agree with you, Carl Pence. So let's just settle down, people. I'm not saying anything bad about Ndamukong Suh here, okay? But I do like this comment that Gargamel says. Would you read it, Greg?
Gargamel. By the way, I love the name. Frazier had some growing pains too, Iowa State 1992. But you're trying to gotcha, Greg. I'm not the one that said he's the greatest thing to happen in Nebraska football since Bob Devaney, Tom Osborne, and Tommy Frazier. That's you.
It's true.
Oh my. You have the scarletest colored glasses on of anybody that I've ever seen. Rose flew out the window.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
I will take that.
I appreciate.
It's called being the greatest fan in college football.
Oh, so now you're the greatest. you have appointed yourself. Wow.
Just dubbed myself. I just knighted myself.
Let him go out and win a championship before you crown him the greatest quarterback since Tommy Frazier.
I didn't say the greatest I just said the greatest thing that's happened to. I mean, you have to think about what he's done for the program.
Let me tell you something. And look, you're going to get super pissed off at this. Like, I can just see your face is already getting red. What I'm about to say is going to irk you to no end.
Really? I doubt it. But go ahead.
Can I tell you something that's going to be
You've already
greater?
irked me to no end.
I know. But here's something that's going to end up being greater for Nebraska football than Dylan Raiola. Are you ready for this? Beer sales at Memorial Stadium.
True that.
Oh, shit.
You can't watch a game. You can't watch a game where, you're not playing consistent and you're not doing so good in the second half without alcohol sales. I agree.
Honestly, I'm surprised you took that as well as you did.
I mean, you got to give the people what they want.
I think it's premature.
Okay.
I think it's premature to
because we don't have alcohol sales until next year.
Look at Marianne. God bless Marianne. Grace is Brooke Behringer.
I love that. Yes. Here's
the thing: Nebraska could have and should have had two quarterback draft picks that year. So.
Yep. Amen.
Aaron Keene says, mini drawing on all those years of Husker fandom since 2008. LOL.
Okay, so Aaron Keene, I see. Here's something that we wanted to talk about. Okay.
Can you read this one, please?
Blue Chew doesn't lead to anything premature.
That's right, and because it's a chewable, it can work in up to 15 minutes.
Okay, so Aaron Keene just got 20 points for that comment. I noticed on X, you tagged myself and Greg on your before and after the last Husker game. And I noticed that you have a nice big crowd of Husker fans to go along with your fandom. Try being a fan and starting your fandom, never going to the school, never living in Nebraska, and starting your fandom with people who won't even watch the game with you. I begged my husband, David, to take me to a game. And he's like, I'm not going to watch them. Years it took me to get to go to a game in Lincoln. So I feel Greg's pain here, but I didn't have anyone to watch and cheer with. That's why I discovered all you guys. Because otherwise I would have nobody.
I do want to.
That's my Husker fandom.
I want to circle back and talk about that. But I also want to say Caleb Ward's not wrong. I might be biased because I grew up watching them, but Zach Taylor and Joe Gantz were the best Husker quarterbacks I've ever seen. I think earlier I said Zach Lee. I meant Zach Taylor.
I knew who you meant.
Thank you.
Yeah, they were good. They were great.
And I'll say this. If you want to win, spoiler alert. No, it's not a spoiler. You're going to be at the game in the Coliseum next week in Los Angeles. If you want to see a win, you want to see Heinrich Haarberg start.
You're not going to let that go?
I'm going to be tooting that horn next week too, Toots.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure that we would have a news flash. I think we would hear about it like now. Rule said on Monday that Dylan is ready to go, that he'll be fine. It was a contusion to his spine. Nothing major.
Do you know what a contusion is?
A bruise.
Yeah. Do you know what a spinal bruise? That's not fun. That's not just be like, oh, I'm going to take some ibuprofen and get right back out there, coach.
All right.
You want, look, I understand you have this odd, undying loyalty to Dylan Raiola.
It's not odd. It's not undying.
I mean,
there's a point where not necessarily cheering for him if he's on a different team. Okay? All right. Moving on.
If you want to see a win, if you want Nebraska to be bowl eligible and not have to worry about trying to beat Wisconsin or Iowa, you want to see Heinrich Haarberg start in Los Angeles.
Yeah. No. Hey, Greg.
Yes, ma'am.
Greg, can we skip the recruits, or do you just want to run through it real quick? The recruit. Section 5.
Yeah, we can hit it quickly.
Okay, you do it.
Oh, okay. You're mad at me now.
Yeah, let's wrap this up. No, I'm kidding. No, because I want to get on to the next thing. I'm excited about the next thing.
You're super mad at me. Oh, geez. Not another 5-heart theater.
I'm not mad at you. Let's just clear this up.
All right. Section 5, recruiting. Matt Rule hit the road, but these players visited on Saturday. 2026 commit Dayton Raiola said the visit was really good. Felt good to be back in my second home and to see everybody. The atmosphere was really good. Yeah, they lost the game, but the fans still show up no matter what. I mean, they show up and then they leave halfway through the third quarter. Well, let's see. The 27th.
Did you know that he's been talking to the number 1 recruit for 2027?
I did not. I did not. Tell me more about that.
He was there. Booby Feaster.
I'm uncomfortable with 2027. Mean he's a sophomore in high school, right? Yeah. We don't need to be.
What do you think about his nickname?
I'm much happier much more at ease calling him Ethan Feaster.
Nobody calls him that.
I know. Like there was Booby Miles back in the day. If you remember Friday Night Lights in Permian High School, the Permian Panthers.
Yeah.
That was their running back. You gonna read that one?
Oh, look.
Oh yeah.
We forgot. We haven't seen. See, we don't get to see it anymore. Oh, Lord.
It'd be really funny, like if I had a remote or something that when I did that, I could click a button and the light would come on and be like, oh,
turns on.
No.
You are weird.
I'm a weird. It's just funny that you're just not figuring this out. Yeah. So, okay. Booby Feaster plays at the same school that Mario Buford played at. They're friends, and he's being recruited heavily by DR number 2, aka Dayton. And then the hometown kid, Mr. Chase Lofton, he's going to go back to Florida State and watch them since he's still committed there. He hasn't flipped yet, but a lot of the prognosticators, a lot of the crystal balls say it's possible that he'll flip. Tell us about
that, but I'm not so sure now. Doesn't look so good.
Well,
Yeah, it really doesn't.
I'm sorry. It's all my fault.
Probably is. Yep.
You didn't see that.
But
No, I'm not going to do it again if you didn't see it the first time around.
okay, so then we also had some brothers. And I know we're talking a long ways down the road, but it still matters that these guys are making visits. Some of them are making, even though they're in like a 2026 class, it might be their third visit already. So it's kind of cool to know that they keep coming back. They want to talk, and they're getting to know all of our coaches, and they're getting to work with them as well. We have 2 4-star brothers that are visiting. One's a 2026 class and one's a 2027 class. Wide receiver Xavier McDonald and safety Dolph McDonald visited. They're both from Morton, Mississippi.
I wonder if their grandpa has a farm.
Why do you Morton's farm?
No.
Is that why? Wait,
Old
McDonald's? Old McDonald had a farm. Oh my gosh, Greg.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Fun.
I'm on my 4th beer.
You are insane. Okay.
So can I share this with you real quick? In regards to volleyball, because like there are some people who drove 1,600 miles to Eugene, Oregon tonight for this volleyball match as Husker fans. They set an attendance record tonight in Eugene for this one.
Always do. What's the attendance record?
It was like 7,300. I think it's over 8,600 now, based on the stat. I couldn't pause it.
Half of them are probably Husker fans, at least. I wonder how many Husker fans are going to be at the USC game.
Oh, a lot. I know you'll be there. And not just you, but the whole family. The whole Hunt crew.
The whole entire Hunt family.
Will this be your daughter's first Nebraska game in person?
It will be.
That's
10,
awesome.
12, and 16.
That's awesome.
And they are getting all Huskered out. Now that I saw how Coach Rule's daughters do it, they do it to the nines. Like, everything is just perfect. We have red hair.
Slow down, Raji.
Color. We have red glitter strands to put in your hair. We have end tattoos for your face. We have red heart glasses. We have red pom-poms, red number 1 fingers. We got everything. It's going to be fun. I just hope we play well.
Caleb says, I want to pick Nebraska over USC, but for my body of work this year, I can't pick another Husker win until they go out and prove it. The good news is we're not doing predictions this week. So you have a whole another week to get back on the Kool-Aid and come back next week and predict a win like the rest of us.
Yeah. Caleb.
Husker tattoos. Yes. Temporary tattoos is my understanding.
Yes.
I don't think you're putting your 10-year-old and be like, all right, get that block on your cheek and it's going to be there forever.
Get in the chair.
I know that there's always a Californians for Nebraska sign, I feel like, at Memorial Stadium. So I'm sure that the Californians will have a big presence in Los Angeles at the Coliseum next week.
I doubt it.
Caleb says get the red hair dye. You do have the red wig.
I have. Maybe. Oh, gosh.
Which one of your daughters would wear the red wig?
None of them.
Oh, boo.
But I might be able to talk Diamond into it.
I want pictures of that so bad. All right. Well, who else we got? We've got. Do you tell us about the 4-star defensive end Hunter Higgins from Wichita?
You just did.
Cool. He loves Coach Knighton. What about 4-star wide receiver Cohen Brown from Mansfield, Tejas, Texas?
Yeah, he looks pretty good. Nope. Class of 2026. So now,
Correct.
Yeah. He got to work with all of the offensive coaches, offensive coaches. And he said that Nebraska is a dream offer.
I feel like that's a positive statement, right?
I think we are a dream offer.
Here's the thing. Despite the fact that we haven't done anything significant in college football in over 20 years, Nebraska is still a top-tier brand.
Yeah, we are, because as Coach Rule put it in the press conference, he's not worried about players, not wanting or coming or not wanting to be here because they get treated so good. He says, you have other players from other schools come and visit us, and they tell you how good we have it. The players have it. So it's I believe it. I believe that we take the best care of our players that we possibly can. And when Coach Rule talks about the players, and I believe this actually starts at the top and trickles all the way down, he talks about them like they're his children. He cares about them as people. And that to me is huge. What is the problem? What are you laughing at?
Well, first of all, Raji says the people may get the wrong idea if he wears a wig while in California. And then Jason says, Dave's hanging upside down in a closet right now with the ball gag.
Poor David. No.
He's out here catching strays. He doesn't even know. Beetle B said, and I think this, correct me if I'm wrong, Beetle, this is in response to my comment about Nebraska still being a very strong brand in college football. And look, 20 plus years of mediocrity or less is not going to take away the equity that we have. That's why we had so many primetime games this season. Being on, look, it's to an extent, to a degree, I think it does suck that we've had a game or two on Peacock. But think about this from the network's standpoint, is like they have enough faith in Nebraska fans that they're putting a Nebraska football game on Peacock because they know that Nebraska fans will follow. And you're going to sound like so many. I'm struggling to come up with an example, but I don't know if Illinois fans are going to follow the team to Peacock, to even for the trial version. So
I'll have one more for you.
Okay.
How many football teams can harvest a fan that lives thousands and thousands of miles away from where they play just by watching the team on television? I think it's interesting. There's several people who do YouTube that I know that never even went to the school. You're one. I'm one. Connor Hayden's one. Connor Hayden.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I know. You always say that. Quit saying that. The guy who lives here, my buddy. Oh, his name just escaped me.
Mm-hmm.
He's the voice of college football.
Brent Musburger?
No.
Lee Corso?
No. Why can't I think of his name? Justin. Thank you.
I say, must not be that
Driving
good of a friend.
Me crazy. He's great. He's awesome.
What's up with this one?
There's a lot. What? Connor wore an OU hat on Corncrase Street? No way. Really?
Look, there's one thing I never, ever, ever do, and that's doubt Aaron Keene.
Yeah, but I have a hard time believing that. I have to call him out on that. Anyways, swear to God. Why? I wonder why he would do that. What's wrong with him?
I don't know. Where are we going with this? Let's wrap.
We're done. Okay.
I mean, not with the show, but
no, I was just saying that's what Nebraska does. That's what being a fan of Nebraska is. Like, you don't have to. How many colleges have fans that never went to school there? Not very many. But I just named off like a handful of YouTubers that have shows and they never went to school there.
I wonder if there's
that's all I wanted to say.
Some low-key beef. Look at Rashi. Connor's an imposter and a grifter.
Come on. No, he's not. Don't say any of that stuff. I like
Wore a
Connor.
USC shirt to church. He's from Shattered. Hey, wait a minute now. Shattered's a dark good town.
Church. This is the most twisted comment of them all. Like, what do you... Jason Reeves, I swear, he is twisted.
Vince says he's from Cali. Will do anything for clicks. Yeah, I don't do anything for clicks. I barely show up on time.
Yes, you do. You have proven it. Yes, you will do lunges.
That wasn't for clicks. That was for the people. That was the entertainment of the people who were already here. I've never done anything clickbaity, ever. And how dare you?
Actually, you have.
When did I ever bait and switch?
What's bait and switch? No, I'm saying. Okay, clickbait is to get more clicks, right?
What have I ever done that it has ever?
I feel like it was when you went shopping at Lowe's for boob lights.
No, that was fun. That was funny. That was a good in joke for everybody who is here part of the fan family.
All right. Well, can we just move on with the next part? This is what I wanted to do so bad. I even have props.
Oh God. I might have to put Raji in timeout.
Why?
If he's going to keep updating with the score.
We need an update.
Nebraska is up 23-15 in the third set. They're going for another sweep here.
Okay.
I'm not going to put that comment up. Whoa. Ken E. is a Saluki alum. SIU Carbondale. I'm in Southern Illinois, Ken. Belleville represents St. Clair County. What's up?
This is what I'm talking about. This is what Nebraska does. Right on. Ken, how'd you find us?
Yeah, Ken.
Curious.
We've never seen you before.
Welcome, Ken E. from Saluki.
Moved out when 10 before the 80s.
Oh, okay.
That's a long time ago. That's older than Minnie. That's saying something. Oh, all right. I know right where, dude. I go get my gas at Sam's off of Lime Ferry Road all the time.
Are you kidding? Are you guys neighbors?
Gas. We're not neighbors. Bizarre. Like it's a 35-minute drive for me, but it's worth it to save $1 on gas.
Wait, are you kidding me, Greg?
No, Illinois has ridiculously high gas taxes. And I'll drive across and save because I'm a Sam's Club member. Yeah.
So you will drive like an hour to and from just to save on gas?
No. I'll go 35 minutes. But I'll start because I'm usually in that area. Like I'm not. I know right where Grants Farm is. Dude, I take my family through Grants Farm Christmas lights every year. Grants Farm, this is fun. Grants Farm is owned by Anheuser-Busch. Say what you want about them, but they have like a petting zoo.
Why don't you drink their beer?
Because Yuengling is better.
I think it's weird that you don't drink Bud Light or Budweiser.
who are all these tremendous people that are from my neighborhood? Cook County wrecks the entire state. I was showing you that. I don't want to get political. But,
what the heck is going on here?
Ken E says I can walk and see the Clydesdales. Man, I love seeing the Clydesdales.
Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome.
Oh,
okay.
This is great. I'm so happy right now. Nebraska just won 25-18. They sweep Oregon.
Yay! Yay!
I imagine all of our viewing is going to spike now that everybody's
okay. Ready?
Take me there, Minnie. Which am I Matt in this or am I Dana? Or I'm sorry, Dan.
Would you stop? You're giving everything away.
Sorry. We didn't prep this far into the show, so I don't know what the hell's going on.
Okay. Jeez. Okay, ready?
You can't start the intro, the segment, and I still don't have any direction. What the hell's going on here? Look who decided to join us, Melissa. It's about damn time.
You are Matt Rule.
Bud Light is horrible. You're right, Husker for life. No, are we doing another dramatic reading? We're doing another dramatic reading. Living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast. Are you ready? Okay. Why are we doing this? This was supposed to be a one-time thing. I had a really good friend of mine text me and say, man, it must be frustrating. The team is so inconsistent. So I really got to look at my approach. Yeah, it's not good enough. We get that. When the ball snapped, you better play. I don't want to throw the kids under the bus. Guys like Marquise Buford that are out there, they have had 2 ACLs. I think we all have 2 ACLs. It's the disappointing thing about the job I'm doing. I've prided myself on being consistent over the years. The players have to play. They can't say, did you hear what they're saying about sad? I'm just like, you are sad. You are sad. These are the hard moments. Marquise Buford deserves to go play in a bowl game. This program needs to go to a bowl game. There's nothing I won't do to get there. I only need about 22 guys to play next week. I care about the guys, and I tell them if a little bit of adversity causes you to turn and run, you don't see me run. Jesus. What are we doing?
Okay. I was the head coach for 13 years. I was always on offense full time. I'm here to help in any way I can. Not being the head coach is a lot less stressful. It's a lot less stressful. I'm in better shape. I look better. I feel better. I always wanted the hardest thing in coaching is when the game is over. The hardest thing in coaching is when the game is over. Turning the page, that is challenging. Back in the
What are we doing here? Oh my God.
Let me continue. Back in the day, I didn't have any help. I would get a depth chart on Sunday with, a stack of VHS game videos, and you had to kind of figure it out, and it took you days to figure out what their personnel is and what their schemes are. All that is, so having advanced scouting and extra coaches on the field will allow you to turn the page quicker and get ready for the next game. I don't know if I want to be a head coach again. There's a lot going on. You get tugged in a lot of different directions. There's a lot of coaches that say, I just want to coach. That's why we were all got into this 32 years ago. There's not many of those jobs. They're primarily CEO type jobs. I'm a ball coach. I coach, and so I want to be around it. I want to be around football. I'm going to tailgate. I'm going to have fun. something I haven't done in 32 years.
What is Kenny Rogers talking about? Dave is buying you razors for Christmas. Melissa's in here throwing shit at your beard.
Guys, it broke when I went to go put it on.
You know what? I figure if I'm going to go to the theater, I got to get some Reese's Pieces. So.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, that's who we're getting.
So, living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the Five Heart Podcast. Why can't we just show the actual clip? Copyright. We have to play these out for you. And I apologize. Like I said, it was a one-time thing, I thought.
I surprise you every week.
Does Diamond Dave have a beard fetish? I think that's a good question.
Oh, no. All of these guys have beards. And since I can't talk Greg into doing other people other than Matt Rule, I get stuck doing them.
Caleb's surprised to find out that it was a fake beard at all. I love this one. We're not mad at you, Greg.
Come on. I seriously, I thought it would be entertaining. I watch all of these press conferences for you guys, and I pick the best parts of them to put into our theater.
Here's what Fred gets it. Fred says, "Oh, Matney, this is more fun. I like the discomfort it causes Greg and Minnie's commitment to the bit." Caleb liked it.
Thank you so much.
And the next, oh, God, don't say this, Aaron. Next one, a musical. That's
I doubt it. But did you know USC named a new starting quarterback? Something that Nebraska should not do, by the way. Hey, Melissa, you weren't here. I want to know, what do you think about Heinrich Harburg starting next week?
David wants a musical now. I mean, this might be the only way we keep Dave Matney on board with these Five Heart Theaters, is if we do them all as musicals. Yeah, so again, Melissa, for context, I said, if you want to go to a bowl game, if you want to get to that 6th win, you have to start Heinrich in Los Angeles. Stop it, Melissa. You're better than that.
Nope, she knows. You guys, you all know that about Melissa. She has spoken.
All right, I guess that's it. Got it.
Greg, I don't know if you saw this or not, but I have 26 comments starred.
Mm-hmm. So here's the thing. You mentioned that USC named a new starting quarterback. Did you see what happened with their no longer starting quarterback? He entered the transfer portal today.
I did not see that.
Mm-hmm.
That was just 2 days ago that they just announced it. What was it? Tuesday night?
Yes, David, I've been on the internet for the last 20 years also.
Wow.
Yeah, no, they did just Now, Melissa, here's the thing. Dylan's got a spinal contusion.
Which is fine.
I don't know if do you realize that, like, when you throw the ball, your spine is very active in that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why in the world would they say he's fine, he's ready to go?
The false sense of security approach?
No.
No. All I'm saying, Melissa, is what we saw from Heinrich in the late moments of UCLA after Dylan obliterated his spleen, kidney, and possibly appendix by trying to do too much. We saw a quarterback who was decisive with the football, who put some zip behind. Dylan can throw the ball 70 yards. But right now this season, he can't throw it 15 yards line drive. He has to float everything in there. That's not good. But also,
what are you talking about?
He's not putting anything behind his passes.
Are you freaking kidding me?
He's floating them in there. A lot of touch passes.
He had a 46-yard pass.
And it probably could have been 56 if he would have, put his, back into it. But Heinrich gives you another element that defenses have to account for.
56 yards away.
He could have been.
Oh my gosh, he wasn't. Just stop. Just stop. Okay? We're not going to go there.
Lobs, not bullets.
Yep.
I think Heinrich also gives you an added element of the mobility that he provides. Again, you want to win the 6th game and you want to do it before Wisconsin or Iowa, you start Heinrich at USC.
And you are insane.
That's fine.
That's all there is to it. Okay.
Well, the good news is we have 26 starred comments.
Okay. We're going to start with number 1.
I was going to do that, and now you have done that.
Ooh, do you? Go ahead.
The fans have been sending a message, and Rules actions this week suggest that the message was received. Go Big Red. We talked about with the coaching staff additions, because that's what they are, Minnie. They're coaching staff additions. They're not. How bad of fans are we if we – I'm not saying – now, look, everybody who's here tonight is a tremendous fan. I'm talking about how bad of fans are we if we have had 400-plus sellouts for 20-plus years? We've had a substandard product. Agree. I'm not saying that we're bad fans.
Were you talking about me?
No, I'm talking to David.
No, why were you going like this?
No. That was just the way that I was talking. I was talking about the people who were leaving in the third quarter last week.
Oh, okay. All right.
The people that probably Colin Miller was referencing. No, why was I so excited about the subject and the headline of this episode that Minnie created? Is all Minnie's idea. Is because I knew it would generate conversation. Minnie's idea.
We are the best fans. We are the best fans, as Beetle B says. Best fans. Nebraska. Right here.
BFOTS Josh Hansen says, nowhere else in the country does a team this mediocre still pump in the energy, money, effort, love, support. It's what makes this mediocre program special and the only thing that has allowed it to then it cuts off. How did you miss the other? How did you miss part 2 of that one, Minnie? Seriously. You had one job. Beetle B says, ain't a program that has more invested than the Husker fans. So Joshua once again says, all I know is when this team starts winning again, the country isn't ready for how insane that stadium and Husker Twitter is going to get.
How insane everything is going to get.
It's going to be bonkers.
I can't wait. Imagine if we go to a bowl game. Imagine if the bowl game happens to be here in Arizona.
You could totally go.
I keep wishing every night, say my prayers. Please let us go to a bowl game, and if at all possible, let it be here in Arizona. Okay.
The football related prayer that I pray is, dear Lord, the battles we go through life, we ask for a chance that's fair. Chance to equal the stripes, a chance to do or dare. If we should win, let it be by the code. Faith and honor held high. If we should lose, we'll stand by the road and cheer as the winners go by. Day by day, we get better and better until we can't be beat. Won't be beat. It inspires more chills when there's 85 college guys shouting it at the end.
I always get chills with that. You know what I always get chills with is the tunnel walk.
Yeah, agree.
It never gets old. Day by day. Okay.
Thanks, Burnt. Will you quit fucking with my shit?
I could say the same to you. Carl Pence agrees with me.
Yeah, but Lomansky's going to really, really make you smile. No program has a lovelier fan than Minnie and a bigger whack job than...
I know.
Are you talking about me?
I hope so. Usually I get called the whack job, and he gets called the lovely one.
It's true. True. But only when Linda's around. Thanks, Lomansky. Thanks for coming out.
We're not falling apart. This is from our new friend, Ken E. We're not falling apart. It's like two parents arguing how to fix their child's inconsistent grades. One parent says the kid just needs more help, and the other parent says time to take the iPhone away. I think he's talking about when we were talking about what part? What is that in context to?
Let's see what time it was. 9:14. It was so early in the show. Lord only knows.
If there were coaches or not.
That was 2 hours ago.
Yeah. Okay.
Caleb Ward says, will you quit fucking with my shit as she still hasn't gotten to put up her 26 of her tagged posts?
Thank you for pointing out the obvious, Caleb.
All right. Let's see. Fred says, what? Greg says something brilliant by Minnie's estimation. Did Minnie let him shoot a 3 near the end of the game after? While we were talking about my children, or at least Robert particularly, with his potty mouth, Raji says, I yelled out the F word at band camp and got kicked out.
Justin Raji went to band camp.
I'm not entirely sure what age one goes to band camp.
Band camp would have to be like middle to high school?
Maybe.
Band camp.
Here's one you're going to appreciate. Carl says, Minnie is right. We need to accentuate the positive. A Coach Osborne leadership principle.
Yes.
Carl also says, let's be honest, OSU is looking past Nebraska and way underestimated Nebraska. I don't know if I believe that. No offense, Carl.
I kind of maybe perhaps. I mean, I think they actually wanted to kill us. Ryan Day did. But they came off their bye week, so maybe they were looking past us.
Whoa. Lomansky is super duper chat. Go Big Red from this Hawkeye fan.
Thank you so much. Wow.
1999.
Very, very special tonight.
You should.
How about you, Greg?
You're lovely and I'm a whack job. I mean, I've been called worse by better people. And as far as Hawkeye fans go, there are a lot of better people.
How do you know better people?
I know a lot of better people than Hawkeye fans.
Lomansky just gave us 1999 and he barely even knows us. He seems like a pretty okay guy to me.
No. I'm pretty sure that's like 19 to you and 99 to me.
All in pennies?
All in pennies. So thank you, Lomansky, for supporting. Look, I say this not to deter anyone. Super chats are great. And I always like to say they help pad John's retirement. So.
Lord knows he needs it.
Caleb says Lemansky gave you $20. You still talk shit at Iowa fans.
It's true.
No, Lemansky, thank you so much. Again, we appreciate you. And I know Minnie does because you said the shoe's lovely. And she needs that because I've been beating her up verbally tonight. So
everybody is. They're being mean.
Andy Ketterson earlier. By the way, you can catch Andy's show, Husker Happy Hour, Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock Central, right here on YouTube, Facebook, and, of course, X. Hopefully, Holgerson can stem any potential outflow of young offensive talent looking for more exciting play packages or something like that. I just want to see I just want to see our receivers do a proper route tree because you just never see it. You just never see it. Fred says UCLA was a bad loss. I don't care what. I don't care that they had a tough schedule. They won 2 games. We had something to fight for and shit the bed. That's right. Shit the bed, Fred.
We did have something to fight for, and it felt like we didn't fight. Not until, the battle was basically won by them. They marched all over our field. It felt horrible. What?
Melissa says you offer Minnie money. She'll like you no matter what.
Melissa?
And Orson says, hey, Greg.
We're friends. Oh, gosh. No, not Orson.
We don't play anybody this weekend. It's going to be a great weekend. We're definitely not going to lose. Bye week.
We won this week.
And then USC next week.
And by the way, our girls volleyball just kicked some butt in Oregon. Beat number 2, Oregon. No,
we're number 2. They were number 10. Get your shit straight, Minnie.
Oh, jeez. I forgot.
You're going to live that one down. And we swept them. Okay. Rostovsky decided to join us finally. Good to see you here.
What's the topic for hour 3?
Yeah.
It's like
I don't know if y'all realize.
Tour.
Minnie, I'm out of beer, and I had 4 to start with tonight.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Has Marcus been fired yet? Orson asks. No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Please. Come on. We still have 12 that you haven't made it through.
Why don't you like me, Minnie?
Orson, I like you.
Probably because you just said, hey, Greg, and not hey, Greg and Minnie. Or,
actually, I don't even care about that.
No,
Orson,
let's face it.
I do like you very much.
Probably more like, hey, Minnie and Greg. Like, Minnie wants top billing on this show that she's been a part of for less than a year.
No, actually, I'm okay. I can be at the very bottom of the barrel.
Keen says, don't take it personally, Orson. She's had a rough evening.
That's right.
Me, no.
Which one?
Beetle B also out of beer.
Okay.
That's right. Alcoholics go to meetings.
What are you doing?
I'm having fun. Okay.
I know.
You made me do another damn 5-heart theater. So I'm going to have some damn fun.
That was fun. All
right. Living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5-Heart podcast, says last year we needed a quarterback. This year we have a quarterback and we still suck on offense. 2 words, offensive coordinator.
You might have a point there, David Matney. Might.
Speaking of my alcohol intake, I was going to say problem, but it's not a problem. Greg, Carl Penn says, Greg, does your beer choice change if the Huskers get a W? No, sir, because
great question.
Yingling is, I think, probably my favorite beer.
What do you like about it, Greg? It's amber color. What does it say?
Original amber beer. It is America's oldest brewery, and you know I like old things.
It's from, don't tell me, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
That's right. Your memory is so much better than mine.
Only because I think it's interesting. That is not even from where you're from, and you want to drink it as opposed
I can't even get it in my state.
Budweiser.
I've got to go hang out like in Ken E's neighborhood and go get it across the river in Missouri. So, Fred Sacco says, "Wow, so that's where all the super chat bucks go." And that was at 9:45. So I'm not entirely sure what he was talking.
Dana Holgerson picture.
No, picture. Okay.
And our this. Wait, no, not that. This.
And Caleb really liked those numbers, by the way.
Yeah, look at those numbers. For all those people that are just now joining us, this is what we have to look forward to. Hopefully, okay? I think it's when we were going through the numbers today, I was just like, my jaw dropped because I cannot believe that you can put up numbers like this in a game. What?
You know how I said that you're like, what do you like about it? And I said, oh, it's America's oldest brewery. And I like old things. Why don't you read that one?
I can't believe my friend said this about me. He says, well, now we know why Greg likes many. Yeah. It hurts my heart.
Melissa wants to know, Greg, did you talk about how mad you were on Saturday? I'm so sick of having to take my jersey off and kicking it through the house. First of all, Melissa, you don't need to kick a jersey through the house.
Yeah, you do. You actually need to kick something. You either need to remember how John said, we need to save all of our used appliances, and you save them for these times when you feel like you need to destroy something. You take a sledgehammer and you take your toaster in the backyard and you just start beating it to pieces. That's what this is for. Those old appliances, save them. They will come in useful one day. As a Nebraska Husker fan.
I did no such outburst.
Are you kidding?
Not kick a jersey through the house.
Okay, Greg and I were talking a little bit, texting a little bit throughout the game. And he goes, gosh, you're a little salty. I said, you're right. I probably just need to go. And it was a couple days and I felt like I still was salty. Still salty over here.
You're still salty.
Mm-hmm.
Orson says, you're not old, Minnie.
Old is only a mindset anyways. Oh, come on. Really? Really? You too? Orson, I thought you wanted me to like you.
Highlander says, when Minnie wore the red wig, she looked like Batiatus' wife in Spartacus.
I don't know who that is, but that sounds like a good character.
So Spartacus was a series on Stars years ago. They actually had to do like I don't say a spinoff, but the actor who played Spartacus, I think he has since passed away, younger guy, but he had a rare blood disease or something that he had to take time off. So they did like a little side story, and then they came back. But Lucy Lawless played the wife, in Batiatus' wife in Spartacus. Bright red hair, very Roman looking at the time. I could see that, Highlander. Yes. See? Look at us and our knowledge.
You guys are seriously you're talking about something I have no idea about.
Orson says you look like the one queen in Gladiator. And that was Constance.
Okay.
Now, hold on. You'll appreciate this one.
Guys, riddle me this.
Connie Nelson. Connie Nelson. Or Nielsen, I'm sorry. So.
Okay. Who does Greg look like?
Nobody important.
I'm just curious. I just want to know, especially now that he doesn't have glasses. Does anyone have any? Squint your eyes a little bit.
Yeah, Mr. Magoo, maybe. Yeah. Greg looks like Greg. There's no one like me. I actually told Minnie at my eye doctor that she has a doppelganger. And I showed her twin a picture of Minnie today when I was there for my contact lenses. And the doppelganger at the office said, "Oh, wow, I'm very flattered. That's a compliment. Minnie's very lovely, very beautiful." So
you look like Donald Trump, according to Orson.
Orson just comes up in here sometimes, I think, to stir shit.
Does. Private Pile.
Yeah, I get that. Fred says Greg looks like Minnie's whipping boy some shows. So
yes.
A modern art masterpiece. That's right.
I'm
the 21st century Michelangelo's
so
David.
Nice to him.
David Manny's not buying it at all.
You're blind people. I love Melissa. Man, she is just the best. I love her.
All right.
Let's finish these.
Vince Watson says White's butt on the hot seat too, then by the thinking because Phil Snow is here.
Yeah, but Phil Snow actually doesn't want to do he's been in it for as many years as I'm old.
Plus no, not quite that many years.
Okay. Ish.
Highlander Gun says, "How tall are you, Greg?" 6'2" 3/4. Please don't go full David. You know nothing about my shrinking. Thank you. How dare you?
Oh my gosh, Greg. Oh gosh. Nothing you've ever said has made me more shocked right now. Okay? Nothing.
It was cold out. Ken E says Hill's injuries.
Your height.
I know.
Okay.
I know. We have fun here. I'm
I can't even look at you right now. Okay, just can we change the subject?
I'm trying to. Kenny, I think we addressed this one earlier, but it's still starred. Hill's injury, Tommy Hill's injury, more of a factor than we want to admit. I agree. And again with Malcolm Hartzog Jr. Wow. Also kind of getting banged up a little bit. I mean, hey, you're 9 games into a college football season. You're going to start seeing some guys getting,
it was
roughed up.
Tommy Hill did come in right after. Ooh, I lost my earpiece. Right after those 2 drives, he came in and he stayed in for pretty much the rest of the game. But Malcolm Hartzog did not, obviously, because he was hurt.
Read this one, please, Minnie.
Uh-huh. Am I your guys' punching bag tonight? Because you're mad over the UCLA game.
I'm not mad. Read the comment.
No.
Read the comment, Minnie.
No.
Minnie, do I need to fire you from the show?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, it wouldn't be nearly as fun. All right.
I know. Who would show up and take this abuse? Okay.
See, Carl Pence says Sue's the greatest defensive player to ever play at Nebraska. I don't think you'll find many arguments there. That being said, my favorite defensive Husker of all time probably is still Levante David. So take that with whatever. Yeah, see, David really wanted you to read that. Oh shoot! I'm sorry, I have no idea which one you just.
Caleb Ward says Osborne was a true player coach and a pioneer in player development and caring for them as people off the field. Rule is the same in that measure, and we are seeing some of those results already.
I completely agree. Like, that's why I'm a Matt Rule guy. The problem is and
he'll do whatever it takes. He'll like you said earlier in your theater that he'll do whatever it takes. Were you pointing the finger when? Because I had that part in there. Okay. Go ahead.
What I was going to say before I was so rudely interrupted is that unfortunately, times now are different than they were 50 years ago when Tom Osborne was head coach. You're not given, especially in Nebraska, you're not given as long of a leash. So if things don't start turning around, we're not going to get all the years of the Matt Rule contract. Like we just won't, you know? And that's unfortunate because I agree with Caleb's comment here. But if the on-field results don't start, coming to fruition, then we're not going to have a very long Matt Rule tenure. Thoughts?
No.
Okay. And I hope I'm wrong. Like, I hope we get years and years and years, because I'm a Matt Rule guy. But there's more urgency now than there was in the 70s. Do you disagree? It's more, what have you done for me lately?
It's absolutely, what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
Matt Rule put it the best way possible, okay? Because I see this year after year after year. And, I really was baptized the right way as a Husker fan by watching Mike Riley get fired. And that was the beginning of it for me. So I got to see that. And then I got so excited about Scott Frost. And I was one of the few people, shocker, who didn't actually want to see him get fired. And, I noticed all these other head coaches get fired year after year after year throughout college football. But Matt Rule said last year, if we let somebody enter the transfer portal or if we let somebody go, how much would that other team want them to join them? And you have to really take that into consideration. Are we looking at it because we're like, we're tired of this toy, like everyone needs a new cell phone every year now.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if yeah, I know. Yeah. Yes, Burnt World. Is that okay? Okay. You guys, Dylan chose Nebraska over any school he could have gone to. Why are you guys all wanting to get tired of him so easily?
I'll give him the grace that he's a 19-year-old kid. Who's a 5-star with a cannon for an arm. And I like a lot of the things that he does.
And a legacy player. Don't forget that. His dad's name is on our stadium.
You're not wrong. But I've said it numerous times tonight. I'll say it again next week. If you want to get to bowl eligibility, you have to start Heinrich against USC. You have to.
Well, that's where we disagree, and
I know. But again, even during the off season,
you're
I was saying
allowed to be
Heinrich
wrong. It's okay. Yes,
Beetle
Dylan
B
has
says,
to improve.
I'd love Dylan if he could fund the football. I would also like to fund the football. I don't know what that means, but I'd like to fund the football.
I would too. I think he does fund the football. Legacy equals many. Thank you.
Crap. Things are moving too fast. Orson says, do you think y'all have a chance against USC? Yes.
Okay.
And it starts with number 10.
Orson, you got to go back and rewind and watch the rest of the show because we went over that. And there's a graphic that I'm going to put up here one more time for anyone who hasn't seen it. We got this guy.
That's our super chat bucks right there.
Yeah. Dana
Holgerson. Who the hell's Dan?
Dana. I don't know very many guys named Dana. Sorry. Okay. Dana Holgerson.
Just like you don't know any females named Brett, but there's one out there. She has 4 million YouTube subscribers. So it happens.
He learned the offense under Hal Mumm and Mike Leach. He's a genius. He obviously, look at his stats. And we chose the peak offensive yards per game to show what he's done at each of his stops. But if he can do just anywhere near that, we will be so thrilled. So that's who we got to join, as well as Phil Snow, who's a defensive genius. And these people will take a look at what's going on with Nebraska and make, any kind of necessary adjustments. And Vince Watson is not a Holgerson fan. Great.
So Fred says, serious comment. I want Dylan to succeed, really do, but his development shouldn't be forced. They need to roll him back, let him see the game from the sideline and learn. And Raji says, we don't want to get rid of him, but it's best for him to sit and see the game from a different perspective. It's because we like him. Do you accept either of those?
No.
No.
No, I don't. I think he's a different type of quarterback. I think he sees the field and plays best from playing. He does nothing but live and breathe football for years and years. I used to watch him whenever he was in Arizona. I'd watch him whenever they would interview him through Sports 360, which is an Arizona channel sort of that does high school interviews. And they would video him in practice, and he would be telling the wide receivers how to do their job. Oh, look at that. He just knows. He knows football so well.
Okay.
All right.
Minnie?
Yeah.
I think it's time.
I do too.
2.5 hours in.
Yes.
On a bye week, for crying out loud.
I know.
Let's call it a show, shall we? Beetle B said he's had enough. It's 11:30 in God's favorite time zone. I know it's past your bedtime.
Okay.
So that'll do it for this episode of the 5 Heart Podcast. We appreciate all of you Chatterfields and beyond for joining us here, or maybe you're watching it not live, or maybe you're listening to it also. Thank you all so much for spending quality time with us tonight. We'll see you again next week, 9 o'clock Central, for another exciting episode as we preview the SC game. And Minnie will leave that show in the middle of it to go pack for Los Angeles. So it's going to be an interesting week next week. But until then, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Obviously, no predictions tonight because we'll do that next week. So for my good friend here and co-pilot, co-host, Minnie Hunt, I'm Greg Mahochko. This is the 5 Heart Podcast. We remind each and every week, Minnie, that 5 Heart is all the heart you need.
Guys, I have to say, we truly are the greatest fans in college football.
I don't disagree.
Go Big Red.